who is unavoidably absent. In this panel section, we will be discussing consolidating the gas market and utilizing the regulatory framework using the BID as the enabler. We will be focusing on projects for expansion, domestic markets, and policy making. Number two, we have deficit or inadequate infrastructure to connect the upstream through the midstream down to the downstream where these gas are being needed. And number three, there are already regulatory frameworks that the government has put in place to enable realization of these activities. Africa, we all know other nations that are producing gas. Senegal, Mozambique, Algeria, and Egypt. Today, that is where we stand. We have very high reserve. We have low production of gas. We have low consumption of gas. And then what are the things that we need to do to be able to utilize this opportunity and harness it to enhance domestic gas market in Nigeria? The federal government, in his frameworks, has put a number of frameworks that governs the activities and makes it easier for investors to come in, be comfortable to operate, and be in a position to operate comfortably. We have the federal have the Nigerian Gas Transport and Network Code. We also have the Nigerian Gas Supply Passing Regulation. The PID, we've taken particular aspects of Part 2 and Part 4. Another regulatory frameworks of gas that enables and support this initiative. So, looking at some of the challenges which has already been discussed in this forum, funding is very extensive. We have low gas availability, meaning that there should be a lot of work in the upstream sector to develop this gas. There is poor gas deliverability, taking this gas, inadequate infrastructure to take the gases from where it's being produced to where it's being needed. And that's where Oilserv Group will play a significant role in building the gas pipelines and infrastructures to achieve this objective. We have all manner of things with the high cost of administration, security, which has already been extensively discussed, which the federal government are putting measures to address. We have the vandalization of the gas infrastructures, which also have been demonstrated by the number of pipeline repair leaks that Oilserv have done in the past years. We have repaired pipeline leaks up to 75. And that is a major issue that is hampering the domestic gas use. Of course, various opportunities exist, which includes transmission and distribution of tank farms, of course, EPC development of infrastructure, increased industrialization to the textile and manufacturing companies. We have the power generation to increase the power availability that will stimulate industrialization and economic growth. We also have availability of feedstocks, as we also discussed in the morning. So going to some recommendations, there should be a deliberate commitment to implement the gas policies given by the government. There should be a deliberate attempt for funding and financial support to encourage investors. There should be investment in their infrastructure, gas infrastructures and pipeline, to be able to take some of these gases and transmit them and distribute them to areas that is needed. We will not leave out technology. We need to encourage good innovations and technology of gas infrastructure to be deployed to better monitoring of the infrastructure assets and management of this infrastructure assets. I would like to mention that we have in Oilserv Group deployed some of the technologies in building the gas infrastructure transmission line. Of course, with the support of our partner, NNPC NGC, who have fully supported us to be able to put this technology into place. Talking about the automatic wording machine and the automatic ultrasonic testing for pipeline facilities. Of course, collaboration is very key and very important. Collaboration within the unit, within the sectors. We are talking, this session is about Nigeria and Africa. We need to look at what other countries in Africa are doing in terms of their regulatory frameworks, in terms of their approach to domestic gas. We need to collaborate with them. We need to collaborate within sectors in the industry. Enabling environment, of course, we need to ensure that security of gas assets is maintained and the infrastructures are being improved. Of course, there should be proper planning, regional and state planning. If you want to, some of the challenges who have been happening that you want to lay or distribute gas to where it's needed, but it has been populated, built up with a number of activities and buildings. That makes it very difficult to reach those places with the pipeline that is needed. So there should be a proper planning, regional planning in place to address it. Now coming back to Oilserv, who we are and what we do, we are an indigenous EPC company. We are playing a major role in the implementation of gas master plan with the support of NNPC and NGC. We are currently involved in the building of the AKK pipeline that's taking gas from Ajakuta down to Kano, doing the segment 1 of it, which is about 303 kilometer pipeline. We have contributed immensely in the implementation of gas master plan. In Oilserv Group as a whole, we have performed 150 projects, of various complexities. We have also done a cumulative of 550 kilometers of pipeline, comprising of transmissions and distribution pipelines. By the time we complete the AKK pipeline, it will get up to 830 kilometers cumulative pipeline done. 25 overground facilities we have built, comprising of gas treatment and processing plants and storage. By the time we complete AKK project in next year, that facility, that number will go up to 40. We have involved in 18 horizontal directional drilling, where we use technology and innovation to build and pass these pipelines across rivers and roads. And we have also done some 84 horizontal boring. Within the Oilserv Group, we also have other companies, Frazimex Engineering Limited, that provides engineering support for the projects within the group and for external clients. We in Frazimex, we did the engineering of the detail engineering for the AKK project, which is the segment 1 and it's currently going. And other projects which we have done. So in conclusion, we need to look at the funding, the upstream sector of gas development from the upstream sector. We need to look at the infrastructures, the deficit in infrastructures, pipelines across the nations and across the region. There are already hubs that are being positioned in strategic regions of Nigeria, but we need to do more. We need to have an enabling environment that will support these activities, and we need to support the enabling of the gases. So to this, I will be dropping at this point because of time, and we'll be willing to take additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In fact, I'm impressed with a lot of things you guys have done and you've been doing in the oil and gas industry, especially the project here you just embarked on. 75 minutes asked. those one of the pipeline or some of them part of the one Oilserv partook in?
No, the answer is no. If you look at when the MD of NDC was making his presentation, he did mention that you have these infrastructures that are aging. So they are a combination of pipeline due to aging, they are a combination of pipeline leaks due to vandalization. So we have this structure that we go in on emergency pipeline repairs for some of the companies. We've done for Total E&P, done for LNG as well, and for other companies. So it's a combination of all like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.